Whoa.
What's this?
World War II map? That look sounds fun.
Alright, Washington, D.C. This seems like an important place to start.
So this is the first stop. Feels important. Yeah, this is where most of the decisions for the war were made.
Let's see what we actually can learn here.
I'm excited to experience D.C.
This place looks really old school.
It is. Places like this stayed open during World War II for regular people, government workers, families, even soldiers passing through.
So, this is the type of place that you could have expected to eat in during the war?
Kind of puts things into place.
Wow, these are all the people who fought for America? That's pretty deep.
That's because it represents the honor those who sacrificed their lives for the country.
That's something you don't get from a textbook. That's the cost of the war. Oh look, it's a paper.
Oh, what is this? This must be important. It's time for lunch.
I read that politicians and journalists used to eat here.
Yeah, this is where people talked about the war before the public even knew what was happening.
So decisions weren't just made in offices?
They were talking here first. So what do you guys want to order?
The Navy needed massive planning before ships even left the United States.
Without training and organization, nothing overseas works.
They didn't just use ships, they had a large fleet of aircrafts too.
The Navy was crucial, and having these elements increased our chances of winning the war.
I like the food this place serves.
Yeah, it's delicious. Tell me more about this place, Luca.
This place is located near the White House, and since 1906, it served as a prominent dining spot for politicians during World War II.
Yeah, and during World War II, the restaurant was impacted by strict rationing, which limited the availability of beef and other staples.
Most misunderstood about the home front.
Well, people forget that victory begins long before battle. It starts with planning, unity, and everyday Americans do their part.
Oh look, that's Rick Atkinson.
I would love to learn more from them.
Same, he knows a lot about World War II.
Looks like it.
Wow, I think I learned a lot from this place.
Yeah, this is the place where the home front was centered around.
So, where to next?
Virginia.
It seems to be different from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, less logistics, more infrastructure.
Yet it's just as important for the war's home front.
Guys, lock in. We need to eat breakfast.
I'm starving. Can we go somewhere important?
Bet.
Let's see, we could go to White's Wayside. It's pretty close to where we are right now.
This place is right on the roadside. It's convenient for a quick bite to eat.
That's exactly what it was during the war. Soldiers, civilians, and government workers, nearly everyone passed through places like this.
So this is wartime America in the normal life.
What the hell is this? Where's my sandwich?
Oh, it's a note.
Keep it for now. With the other note.
Sure.
What?
Even though D-Day happened in France, it feels like it belongs here too.
Though it does. The planning, coordination, and training all happened back home. Places like Virginia.
So families, factories, and planners here were part of that moment.
These structures really encapsulate the moments. The efforts that went into this war are really admirable.
This area feels very industrial.
That's because it was. Alexandria was a port city, and during the war, thousands of workers were producing torpedoes nearby.
These workers would dine at restaurants like this one, showcasing the life of the workers and wartime function.
Wow, this is a great experience. Being here now in the same place as all those people.
This was George Marshall's home. He was basically the architect of Allied strategy.
And you worked from here?
Yep, some of the most important decisions of the war came from his leadership.
Crazy, he made such important decisions from such a casual place.
This area must have been busy during the war.
Waterfronts like this were essential. Supplies, transportation, and naval coordination.
And civilians and military crossed paths every day.
Kinda crazy how close the action was to typical everyday life.
MacArthur was very different from Marshall.
Yeah, MacArthur had a more charismatic style of leadership and liked to lead independently, but Marshall was more quiet but yet effective.
but both depended on civilian support and production.
So they had different styles, but they were crucial political allies to one another, leading to the war's final outcome.
Virginia had a lot more of the setup for the war.
Yeah, the planning and the production.
And we're definitely collecting something along the way.
Let's see what it spells out by the end.
The next stop is Pennsylvania. Okay, this place is huge. So much food everywhere.
And it smells amazing. Seriously, who knew Philly breakfast could be educational?
It's actually perfect for World War II history. During war, markets like this kept civilians and factory workers fed, fueling people meant fueling production.
So basically, this breakfast is part of the war effort?
Exactly, homefront history with bacon.
Whoa, this is massive and all steel.
Yep, Bethlehem Steel was one of the largest steel producers in the US during World War II.
So they made ships and tanks here?
Exactly. Warships, tanks, artillery, you name it. Without steel from places like this, the military couldn't fight.
And all the people working here? Civilians, everyday folks powering the war effort.
These sandwiches are huge. How do people eat like this while working in steel factories?
As the US entered World War II, Pittsburgh was a key industrial hub, and Primanti's provided quick, hearty, and affordable food to those who were working in or driving trucks to industrial or wartime industries.
Joe Bramante and his brothers created a portable meal with fries and slaw for on-the-go workers.
It's great that people had places to go when needed.
Wait, Heinz made more than ketchup?
Yeah, during World War II, Heinz produced canned goods for soldiers and civilians. They helped feed troops overseas.
Wow, so factories weren't just tanks and planes?
Also food and morale.
And the museum has little pamphlets showing production numbers and factory life.
Oh, look, it's another hint. It looks like it's part of a puzzle.
Nice. At least it feels like we're detectives instead of tourists.
Philadelphia really knows how to end the day with a meal.
Yeah, but historically, places like this kept steelworkers and factory employees fueled after long shifts.
And it's also a reminder, war isn't just on the battlefield. It's the workers, the food, the little routines that keep a country moving.
Honestly, I'm learning way more eating sandwiches and pork than sitting in a classroom.
Okay, this is intense. Look at all that machinery.
This is where the raw steel came from. Ships, tanks, planes, the whole war ran on it.
And the workers, everyone contributed.
Exactly. Civilians, men and women, keeping the supply chain moving.
Steel really was the backbone of the home front.
Steel, food, factories, people. Pennsylvania really powered the war.
And we learned it all just while walking around, eating, and exploring.
New York is next!
Okay, this one already feels different.
Because everything's louder. Duh.
And during the war, it was non-stop.
I swear, this place hasn't changed in like 50 years.
That's kind of the point. During World War II, diners like this fed dock workers, office clerks, soldiers stripping out. Everyone passed through.
Yeah, the Tom's Restaurant is closely tied to the war. It's often confused with the similarly named Tom's Restaurant in Morningside Heights, Manhattan, which was founded by a different owner, Tom Glickus, in the 1940s.
Oh, what is this? Okay, big bags. You guys ate so much that our bill is like $670.
That is not the problem. The only problem is that I haven't gotten my Dunkin' large iced black coffee yet.
This place feels quiet.
Yeah, but during the World War II, it was the opposite. This shipyard ran around the clock.
What were they making here?
Battleships, aircraft carriers, repair ships, over 500 naval bases were built or fixed in New York alone.
And hundreds of thousands of workers passed through places like this.
So while the fighting was overseas,
The work that made it possible was happening right here.
Factories, shipyards, ports. New York wasn't just watching the war.
It was fueling it.
Why does it feel like something's in my shoe?
So how is this place related to the war?
It supported the war effort by complying with food conservation efforts.
it also closed on Meatless Tuesdays to help manage meat supplies for troops.
Throughout the war, it remained a popular spot for Broadway figures. You guys, my foot hurts.
Keep it moving, buddy. New York lives on movement.
Okay, so where are we going next?
A house.
A house?
A house.
Okay, so this was Eleanor Roosevelt's place. Maybe my history teacher went here.
Yeah, and during World War II, she didn't just stay here. She was constantly traveling to factories, hospitals, military bases, even overseas.
And I thought she was just doing speeches.
No, she pushed for women and minorities to get defense jobs and made sure soldiers were actually being treated well.
That's kind of wild for a first lady in the 1940s. Okay, this definitely doesn't feel like a regular dinner place.
Thank goodness, my foot hurts too much.
Yeah, Francis Tavern has been around since before the Revolution.
But during the World War II, places like this mattered in a different way.
Yeah, New York was packed with sailors, soldiers, and defense workers.
So this was like a break from everything?
Exactly. The restaurants became places to eat, talk, and feel normal again.
Especially before people shipped out.
Imagine sitting here and knowing that you're leaving the next morning.
History isn't always monuments. Sometimes it's just a meal before something changes.
Oh my god, first time you ever said something that sounds smart. Bruh, where is my black coffee?
Alright, last stop of the day, and we're going to the Lower East Side of Tenement Museum. And this is what most people actually experienced during the war.
Tiny apartments.
Long hours.
And families sharing space while working in factories or shipyards.
So while the war was overseas, life here just kept going on.
Honestly, this might be my favorite stop.
OMG, another piece of paper?
This is definitely a clue. I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, time to rest up. We're going to travel to New Orleans tomorrow.
Okay, this smells amazing, like straight out of a movie.
Beignets and large black iced coffees, not exactly World War II history, right?
Actually, yes. Think about it. During the war, places like this fed soldiers, locals, and tourists alike. It was a little slice of normal life while the world was chaotic.
So this is like eating in the middle of history?
Exactly. Cafes like this were just part of the home front too. Morale boosters and little daily comforts.
Who knew breakfast could be educational?
Okay, this place is huge.
Look at all these planes, tanks, and uniforms.
Everything is here, but how does it connect to New Orleans?
New Orleans was a production hub. Ships, supplies, and even uniforms moved through ports here. The museum tells that story, showing how civilians at home supported the war effort.
So it's not just about battles, it's about people back home too.
Exactly. Planning, industry, and morale. All of it matters.
Okay, this place is way cooler than a textbook.
This feels more like a modern pub than a history lesson.
True, but during the war, restaurants like this served workers from shipyards, ports, and factories.
So people eating here were actually helping build the war effort?
Yep, fueling people meant fueling the war.
Food equals history. Who knew?
Now this is insane. These boats were made here?
Yep, Higgins boats, landing craft used in Normandy, Iwo Jima, and every major amphibious assault.
So New Orleans literally sent soldiers into battle?
Exactly. The city's factories turned civilian labor into war-winning machines.
The impressive design allows for direct beach landings and rapid offloading of troops and vehicles via a front steel ramp.
Never thought boats could be so historically important.
This feels fancy. Did people actually eat like this during the war?
Some did, officers, politicians, or families celebrating small victories. Food culture persisted, even during hardship.
And meals like this kept communities together. Morale is more important than you think.
So again, the home front shows up in unexpected ways.
So why are you here in New Orleans?
New Orleans is one of the best examples of the home front in action. Higgins boats didn't just appear, they were the result of local workers, ingenuity, and civilian support.
So the city basically helped win the war?
Exactly. Every contribution counts, and that's exactly why history isn't just about soldiers, it's about people.
Wow, look, it's Dr. Rob Satino.
He's a very big American military historian.
Hey you, take this. You'll need it for later. Wow, this place feels like it's straight out of a movie.
Because it basically is. This place opened in 1919 and was around during World War II.
And it wasn't just celebrities. Soldiers, journalists, and locals came here too. Restaurants like this kept people connected even during wartime.
So meals weren't just about food?
Exactly. It was community, morale, and normal life in the middle of chaos.
History tastes better with pancakes.
Okay, this place hits different.
Japanese Americans were forced into internment camps during the war. This museum tells their story.
Families, kids, businesses, all disrupted.
And it shows how important civil rights are, even during the war.
Exactly. Home isn't just where you live, it's what you fight to protect.
It's wild how much people at home experienced alongside soldiers.
Who knew sandwiches could be a part of history?
Felipe's has been serving up French dips since the early 1900s. During World War II, soldiers and workers came here before heading to bases or factories.
So lunch breaks were part of the war effort too?
Yeah, feeding people kept them going. Homefront contribution comes in all forms.
Food history is underrated.
Manzanar. This is where Japanese Americans were interned.
Life here was harsh. Barracks, barbed wire, and military guards.
And families lost homes, jobs, and schools.
But they built communities anyway. Schools, clubs, gardens, they survived.
Seeing it in person really makes you feel it.
Homefront isn't just about factories and soldiers. It's also about resilience.
This place is cozy. Feels like a family dinner.
Exactly the point.
Exactly.
Even after long work days, people needed a sense of normalcy. Restaurants like this kept morale alive.
And the stories on the walls remind you, life didn't stop for anyone during the war.
Food and history, a perfect combo.
Oh look, this is the Rosie the Riveter World War II Homefront National Historical Park.
Women literally took over industrial jobs while men were overseas.
Rosie isn't just a poster. She's real history.
Exactly. Ships, planes, supplies, she powered the war.
What's this?
Ooh, another clue? I'll take that. Wow, pancakes and ocean views? I could get used to this.
Yeah, but don't let the view distract you. Hawaii was a huge part of World War II.
Exactly. The islands were a strategic hub. Troops, ships, supplies, everything passed through before heading out to the Pacific.
So even breakfast is a part of history?
Kind of. Hotels and local businesses like this fed soldiers, military officials, workers, and it kept the morale up.
Learning through waffles, I can get behind that.
Whoa, these planes actually flew during World War II?
Yes, fighters, bombers, even some of the first long-range patrol planes.
So this is where air strategy met actual combat in the Pacific?
And the pilots? They trained, took off from here, and went straight into history.
It's crazy to see them in person. Makes the battles feel real without leaving the ground.
And it's a reminder of how vital Hawaii was, not just Pearl Harbor, but the entire Pacific campaign.
So why are we eating in a place called 49er?
During the war, places like this fed nearby military and shipyard workers. Meals kept people going during long shifts or after training.
Another homefront contribution, just like in Philly or California.
Food is underrated in war history. I'm starting to notice a pattern.
Yeah, fuel the soldiers, fuel the factories, fuel the airplanes. Seeing it here, it hits differently.
The USS Arizona sank on December 7, 1941. Over 1,100 lives were lost.
Hawaii went from being a peaceful place to the center of the Pacific War in a single day.
Exactly. And civilians, soldiers, and local communities all experienced the shock and the mobilization afterward.
It's hard to imagine being here when it happened. Burgers after a history lesson feels right.
Places like this kept local communities together after the attack. Normal routines kept morale high.
And fun fact, local diners and drive-ins often became informal social hubs for soldiers and sailors.
So eating history is officially a trend today.
Okay, this is everything we picked up along the way,
Different states, different stories.
but they're all somehow connected.
Liberty and legacy tours? First, I'm adding a pamphlet of one of the many places we visited. And along with this, I'm adding a menu because food and community kept people going.
I'm adding this map to show how the war connected the entire country.
And lastly, I'm adding the name Liberty and Legacy Tours.
Here, you just witnessed the incredible tour that we offer here at Liberty and Legacy Tours.
Without even realizing it, we just showed you a walkthrough on what you can experience.
This 8-day trip walks you through all the amazing historical sites that give you a glimpse of the workings of the American home front during World War II.
Once you arrive at our hotel, you can expect an amazing welcome ceremony, and in it, you'll get a brief walkthrough on what places you'll be visiting and how the trip will be planned out.
However, what separates us from the rest of the agencies you might book with is our incredible accommodation to our guests.
We make sure each guest enjoys their time here, and it begins at the hotel where guests can expect some homefront activity station, offering glimpses of staples of the American homefront during World War II.
Some stations you can expect include the Ration Challenge booth, where guests get fake ration books and have to plan a meal with limited choices to represent life during the war.
Stations like this encourage teamwork and communication skills, which gets guests into the World War II mood and excited for the rest of the trip.
And the rest of the stations, you'll just have to figure out when you book the tour.
And remember, Liberty and Legacy Tours isn't just about visiting places.
It's about understanding how ordinary people shaped history.
Factories, restaurants, homes, and ports, the places where the war was lived.
But we don't just teach World War II.
We let you walk through it.
Every step connects the battlefield to the homefront.
And every experience turns history into something personal.